In a land where the forest kissed the edges of a quiet village, there lived two creatures whose lives could not have been more different, yet whose destinies were tightly woven together by the unseen hands of time and truth. One was a dog, strong but calm, watchful yet gentle. The other was a monkey, agile, clever, and endlessly playful. They lived close to each other, but they lived by very different philosophies. The dog belonged to a humble farmer who lived on the edge of the forest. The farmer had little wealth, but he had order, routine, and purpose. Every morning before the sun rose, the dog woke up. He stretched his legs, shook the sleep from his eyes, and began his daily duty, guarding the compound, watching the animals, protecting the crops, and ensuring peace through the long hours of the day and the deeper hours of the night. The dog did not complain. He did not envy birds that flew freely or animals that wandered without responsibility. He understood something simple but powerful. Duty gives life meaning. Not far from the farmer's land lived the monkey, high in the trees where no rules seemed to exist. His life was a festival of laughter and movement. He jumped from branch to branch, stole fruits from farms, teased goats, distracted chickens, and laughed loudly at anyone who seemed to work too hard. To the monkey, the dog's life looked foolish. Why suffer when you can enjoy? The monkey often asked himself. Every afternoon, when the dog stood alert under the sun, the monkey would sit comfortably on a tree branch, chewing fruit and mocking him. "Dog," the monkey would shout. "Look at you, guarding someone else's property, wasting your youth. Life is short. Eat, sleep, play, repeat. That is wisdom." The dog would hear the insults but never replied with anger. He simply lifted his head, scanned the environment, and returned to his duty. One day, the monkey became bolder. He climbed down and stood close to the fence, speaking loudly so the dog could not ignore him. "Tell me," the monkey said, smirking, "what do you really gain from all this loyalty? Does hard work make you happy? Or are you just afraid to live freely like me?" The dog looked at the monkey calmly and spoke with a quiet strength. "Freedom without discipline becomes chaos. And chaos always demands a painful price." The monkey laughed so hard he nearly fell from the fence. "Old wisdom," he mocked. "Why you protect what you don't own, I enjoy what I don't work for." And with that, he jumped back into the trees, convinced he had won the argument. Days passed. Weeks passed. Seasons began to change. The monkey's life appeared exciting on the surface. He ate whenever he wanted, slept whenever he pleased, and went wherever curiosity pulled him. He never worried about tomorrow, because he believed tomorrow would always take care of itself. But beneath the laughter, something subtle was happening. The forest was changing. Fruit trees became fewer. Farmers became more alert. Children threw stones at thieves. Dogs barked louder. Traps were set. Ease began to require effort. The monkey noticed that food was no longer as abundant as before. Stealing became riskier. Escaping required more speed. And each mistake carried consequences. Yet pride blinded him. Why plan? He told himself. Something will always work out. Meanwhile, the dog's life followed a steady rhythm. Guard by day. Protect by night. Rest in between. Eat modestly. Stay alert. He was not rich, but he was secure. He was not free from responsibility, but he was free from fear. The night of truth. One night, when the moon was hidden behind heavy clouds and the village slept deeply, danger arrived quietly. Thieves crept through the darkness, their footsteps careful, their intentions evil. They had watched the village for days, waiting for the right moment. The monkey, high in a tree, slept soundly. His stomach was full from stolen maize. His body was relaxed. His mind was empty. He did not hear the whispers. He did not sense the threat. Careless comfort had dulled his instincts. But the dog felt it. The moment unfamiliar footsteps touched the soil, his ears twitched. His body stiffened. His eyes scanned the darkness. This was his moment of purpose. He barked, loud, deep, relentless. The sound cut through the night like thunder. Lights came on. Doors opened. Voices shouted. The thieves panicked and ran into the forest, empty-handed and afraid. The village was saved. The next morning, the farmer knelt and rubbed the dog's head. "You protected us," he said softly. "You earned this home." The dog was given extra food, fresh water, and a warm shelter. But more than rewards, he received something greater: respect. The fall. A few days later, the forest faced a violent storm. Wind screamed through the trees. Rain fell like arrows. Branches snapped. The world shook. The monkey tried to leap from tree to tree as he always had, but this time, the branches were wet and weak. His hand slipped. His scream pierced the storm as he fell hard onto the ground. Pain exploded through his leg. For the first time in his life, speed failed him. Cleverness could not help him. Mockery had no value. Hours passed. Hunger came. Fear followed. The monkey tried to climb, but pain held him down. That night, cold surrounded him. No shelter. No food. No plan. For the first time, the monkey understood a terrifying truth. A life without preparation collapses when strength is tested. The meeting of humility. Weak and desperate, the monkey crawled toward the village, hoping to steal food or find warmth. He reached the farmer's compound quietly and hid near the fence. The dog noticed movement. He approached cautiously. Their eyes met. The monkey expected mockery. He expected revenge. He expected rejection. But the dog did something unexpected. He shared his food. He stayed close. He guarded the monkey through the night. Tears rolled down the monkey's face as he whispered, "I laughed at your discipline. I mocked your loyalty. But when life struck me, I had nothing to stand on." The dog replied gently, "Discipline is invisible when life is easy. But it becomes priceless when life is hard." The transformation. Days passed. The monkey healed slowly. The dog taught him simple lessons: how to plan, how to wait, how to protect what matters. The monkey learned that wisdom is not loud. That preparation is quiet. That responsibility is strength in disguise. When he finally returned to the forest, he no longer stole recklessly. He no longer mocked effort. He worked, planned, and respected order. And the forest felt different. When the monkey returned to the forest after his healing, something inside him had changed. He still climbed trees, but he no longer jumped carelessly. He still laughed, but his laughter was softer, wiser, and less mocking. The forest noticed. In Africa, elders say, when a child refuses to listen, experience becomes his teacher. The monkey had met that teacher. He now woke early, observing how ants worked tirelessly, how birds gathered food before sunset, and how the dog, faithful and consistent, never abandoned his duty. For the first time, the monkey understood that wisdom is not speed, and intelligence is not noise. The weight of character. As days passed, other animals gathered around the monkey, curious about his new behavior. "Why don't you steal like before?" they asked. "Why don't you mock the dog anymore?" The monkey sighed deeply and replied, "I once thought cleverness could replace discipline. But cleverness without character is a short road to shame." An old tortoise nearby nodded slowly and said, "Character is like smoke, you cannot hide it forever." The monkey had learned that truth painfully. In the past, he lived for applause. Now, he lived for peace. Because African wisdom teaches, the man who runs after pleasure runs away from his future. The dog's silent strength. The dog continued his walk, unchanged by praise or insult. He guarded by night. He rested with gratitude. He lived with quiet pride. He never reminded the monkey of his past arrogance. He never said, "I told you so." Because the dog understood something deeper. The wise man does not use another's fall as a throne. This is why elders say, a good character is better than a loud voice. The dog's strength was not in barking alone, but in self-control, consistency, and service. The monkey's confession. One evening, as the sun painted the sky with fire, the monkey sat beside the dog and spoke from his heart. "I used to think freedom meant no rules," he said. "But now I see, freedom without order is slavery in disguise." The dog listened quietly. The monkey continued. "When life was soft, I laughed at preparation. When life became hard, I cried for mercy." The dog replied, "Life always tests what pride ignores." African elders say, "The rain that beats the leopard also beats the grass." No one escapes life storms. Only preparation determines survival. The law of time. The monkey began to understand time differently. Before, he wasted it. Now, he respected it. Because African wisdom declares, "Time is like a river, you cannot touch the same water twice." The monkey learned that every lazy day secretly steals from tomorrow. And the dog taught him, "What you ignore today will confront you tomorrow." This is why elders warn, "He who waits for tomorrow without preparing today will beg yesterday for help." The price of mockery. The monkey remembered how he once mocked the dog publicly. Now he understood another proverb. Mockery is the language of the ignorant who fear discipline. He realized that people often laugh at what they secretly lack. He had laughed at the dog's patience because he himself lacked it. He had mocked the dog's loyalty because he feared commitment. African elders say, "The mouth that laughs at discipline will cry in regret." The power of humility. The monkey's greatest transformation was humility. He now asked questions. He now listened. He now waited. Because wisdom in Africa teaches, the ear that listens lives longer than the mouth that talks. The monkey discovered that humility is not weakness, it is vision. And the dog affirmed, "The moment you stop learning is the moment life starts defeating you." The forest knew respect. Slowly, the forest changed its opinion of the monkey. Animals who once avoided him now trusted him. Those he once mocked now respected him. Why? Because African truth says, respect is not demanded, it is demonstrated. The monkey had changed his ways, and life responded accordingly. Redemption does not announce itself with noise. It arrives quietly, through humility, obedience, and consistent change. The monkey did not become wise overnight. He became wise one decision at a time. Each day, he chose restraint over recklessness. Each moment, he chose discipline over desire. Each failure, he chose reflection over excuse. African elders say, redemption is not a speech, it is a walk. The monkey learned that regret alone does not heal the future, repentance in action does. And so, slowly, life began to trust him again. The restoration of dignity. One season later, the forest experienced abundance. Fruits grew fuller. Streams flowed stronger. The animals gathered for celebration. This time, the monkey was not stealing. He was helping. He climbed carefully, harvested wisely, and shared generously. The animals watched in silence. Because African wisdom says, a changed life speaks louder than 1,000 apologies. The monkey's past was forgiven not because he begged, but because he became better. The dog observed proudly, knowing a deep truth. When discipline is embraced, destiny responds. The birth of legacy. Legacy is not built by talent alone. It is built by character that outlives convenience. The monkey began teaching younger animals. Do not laugh at effort, he told them. Do not waste strength when life is calm. Do not trade your future for today's comfort. African elders say, the child who listens today becomes the elder tomorrow. The monkey was no longer known for mockery, but for wisdom. And the forest remembered him differently. The dog's final teaching. As the dog grew older, his movement slowed, but his presence remained powerful. One evening, as the sun bowed to the earth, the monkey sat beside him. Teach me your final wisdom, the monkey asked. The dog replied gently, life does not reward noise. life rewards consistency. Then he added, what you practice in secret will protect you in public. African wisdom echoes. The axe does not boast, yet the tree falls. Final wisdom of life. The dog and the monkey became symbols in the forest. One represented discipline and loyalty. The other represented transformation and redemption. Together, they taught that no past is too broken for redemption. No mockery is louder than consistency. No failure is final when wisdom is embraced. No destiny survives without discipline. African elders conclude, the river that forgets its source will dry up. Spiritual prayers. For slow, solemn narration. May your life receive restoration where you lost years. May discipline replace delay in your destiny. May wisdom silence the voice of foolishness in your path. May every habit fighting your future lose its power. May your preparation speak louder than your prayers. May your consistency open doors talent could not open. May you never laugh at what you will later beg for. May storms meet you prepared. May your obedience outrun your mistakes. Prophetic declarations. I declare, you will not be a victim of careless living. Your discipline will outlive your struggles. What you build quietly will defend you publicly. Your future will not be stolen by today's pleasure. I declare, where you were mocked, you will be respected. Where you failed, wisdom will rise. Where you delayed, acceleration will come. I declare, your legacy will speak when your voice is silent. Your life will teach others without words. Your character will introduce you to favor.